What's up, Tech? It's Josh here, and I'm unboxing the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro and also giving a little bit of a test at the end of the video.
I can't control myself. I don't perfect out.
I'm super excited about having the ATEM Mini Pro here because I've got so many projects that I'll be able to use this with. With my Evergreen Creative company, my professional videography and photography company, I can use this for live streaming projects and also just a few other kind of things like that. For Bane Tech, I can use it for all kinds of stuff. There's just a lot of different uses that I could get for this. I've also got podcasting abilities that I can do this with the video kind of capabilities. Long story short, this tool is going to help me out in a lot of different ways. Let's get this thing unboxed, talk about some of the features, and then get to that test. Once you get inside the box, you're going to notice that you're greeted with a welcome guide. It's going to help you get started with software and also some other quick starting kind of tips. The next piece of paperwork that you're going to see is the software installer. Next, they encourage you to download DaVinci Resolve 16. It's free, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually considering on trying out DaVinci Resolve. Premiere Pro has been pissing me off lately, so I might be doing it. So I might try out DaVinci or switch over to Final Cut, something. We also have a Blackmagic sticker, so if you like stickers, you want to show off that you're a Blackmagic design fan, there you go. The next thing in the box is our power source. So you got a few different connections here depending on what country that you're going to be using it in. And then finally, once you remove the foam, you got the ATEM Mini Pro itself. Let's take an overview of all the features. First of all, if you don't know what the ATEM Mini Pro is used for, it's a switcher that makes it easy to create professional multi-camera productions for live streaming. You can go to YouTube and a couple of other different platforms too. Personally, I'll mostly be using this with Ecamm, which you can go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and a few others. This has the ability to connect to PowerPoint and other kind of presentation kind of programs, so it's really cool, so you can do those kind of presentations all with this kind of stuff. You've got outputs to HDMI video and also USB webcam. So again, using Ecamm, I can use this as a web camera and I can switch between multiple different sources. So let's take a look at the buttons, because you got quite a few here, but it's actually kind of simple to understand if you look at it as in channels. If you've ever worked with a soundboard, you know what I'm talking about. You'll see the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's your video input switching. Above those, you see your audio input settings. And right by the ATEM Mini Pro logo, you're going to see your microphone input settings. Moving on over, you're going to see your picture-in-picture. You got 4 different positions for that. You just turn it on or off. You've got key controls, which helps enable your presentations with a backdrop that is green screen. You've got a disk indicator, readiness of disk attached to the USB-C and status with recording. You can control your live streaming directly from the ATEM Mini Pro with the streaming controls. There's an HDMI out, so you can have your multi-view. You've got recording controls, which is cool that you can just do almost so much stuff just from the ATEM Mini Pro itself. You got transition selection, so you got your wipes, your DVE effects in mix and actually dip to color. And that pretty much wraps it up on the buttons on the front. If we go towards the back, we got our power connection, you've got your Ethernet port, USB-C, and let me just say I'm so thankful that they went USB-C. That should be the standard. It's 2020. If you're using anything else, it's just old tech at that point. You've got HDMI out, and then you see your HDMI ins with the indicated numbers 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you got your microphone connections there with the 3.5 millimeter microphone jack. Other notable things about the ATEM Mini Pro is that you got software controls where you have a remote switchers, you got media management, you can control your sound levels, and also control your colors. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get all this set up. So I'm gonna pause the video and get everything connected, and then we'll be able to start talking about just a quick test with using the ATEM Mini Pro with Ecamm. Took a little break from recording and got everything all connected in just a really jerry-rigged way. It's not even like this most professional setup. I just wanted to get a couple different camera angles going. I've got my normal recording with the top-down view. I'm not sure if I have a long enough micro HDMI to HDMI cable long enough to reach all and not be all in the shot. So I'm just gonna record with that for the top-down. But just to get going, I opened up Ecamm. I can switch over here to that camera angle to make it, yeah, that's so cool. So I switched over to Ecamm and it picks up Blackmagic right away. Like, that's really cool. It becomes one of the camera options to use in Ecamm. So I don't even have to use the Blackmagic software just to use the device for Ecamm, for the purpose of how I use all that live streaming broadcasting kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Switching back here, it is really cool. Why am I getting excited about a stupid switcher? This is ridiculous. But anyways, that's the benefit already right off the bat, is that it works like magic with Ecamm. And I like Ecamm a lot. Moving on, I just kind of want to go over the rest of the buttons and then do some other kind of tinkering around. I've got to get the Blackmagic software put onto the MacBook. I'll probably save all that kind of stuff for later. I don't want to make this a huge long video. I just kind of want to just do an overview about this device and just kind of tell you what I'm going to be using it for. I really like this. This is really cool. Not to mention, man, look how clean this looks. That's the Sony G Master 24-70 lens. It's so clean looking. Looks so good. I mean, skin tones look great. The bokeh looks nice. It's just a great lens. It's maybe one of my favorite lenses. All right, so if I had the two microphone connections in the back, the 3.5mm jacks, this is how you toggle that on, and this is, you just turn it on, and those are the sources. Turn it off. Looks like you got some switching here, so that way you can adjust the levels. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get the rest of the software up, because like these buttons and all that kind of stuff has to do with that. So I can go black if I want to. That's pretty cool. Auto. That's okay. Got some transitions here. So auto, mix, dip. So dip into white. So mix is that fade effect. Page swipe. Woohoo! Another page swipe. Faded page swipe. And another up and down. Fade to black. There we go. So there's that. I doubt I'll use any of those transitions. I'll probably just do a hard cut. I'm a fan of hard cut versus all that kind of stuff. If anything, the fading effect, the mix effect, I guess you should say. All right, so you got more live streaming stuff and options up there, of course. So my plan for how I'm going to use this is that I've got graduations, I've got other kind of live streaming stuff coming up, just even for my own business and personal use for Bane Tech, or whether it's for my evergreen creative company. There's just a few ways that I can be using this switcher and just provide a great service. And like I said, one of the things I noticed right away is that let me switch over to that view. My MacBook Pro is not going crazy right now. Normally when I have all these connections going to it, when it's like two different cameras or even just one camera plus the Yeti microphone, it's just the fans are going crazy. It's like it's about to take off. Like it just gets really super loud. But it's not doing that now. It's super quiet. And I'm pretty sure it's because we've got the ATEM Mini Pro doing the heavy lifting versus the MacBook. That's actually quite relieving to know that. So that's exciting. I'm super looking forward to using this in the field, and I'll try to do some BTS. I've got another piece of gear that's coming in that's going to go really well with this, and it's a wireless HDMI transmitter and receiver. So that way I can have a camera up to 400 feet away wirelessly and just connect this to the back of the ATEM Mini Pro, and I can have that camera for these broadcast live streams, or broadcast live streams for these live streams or these broadcasts. So that's really exciting. That's coming in a couple days. I can't wait to test all that kind of stuff out with the ATEM Mini Pro, Ecamm, all that kind of stuff. In short, I really wanted to provide a great mobile live stream setup that's not going to be too cumbersome and get some really great results. I've even added live streaming options to my wedding services, so hiring an extra person to run this kind of setup during the ceremony, get that nice and record it. I mean, honestly, if I got another HDMI wireless transmitter receiver, having two cameras on the two sides, have the middle camera where I'm operating from all this kind of stuff, and I can switch between the camera angles, like that's pretty cool to be able to do that. I could potentially even mount the wireless system to a gimbal and have a really mobile setup to where I can have that kind of management going on. As you can see, the possibilities are quite endless, and I'm so looking forward to using this in the field. It's gonna be a lot of fun to be able to have this kind of device to really help that kind of stuff out. Let me know what you want me to cover with the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro. I know that there's quite a few videos out there already. I want to share with you my experience with stuff and just, I guess, just report back to you after each time that I use it, let you know how it performed, like almost do a review over each situation, just because each situation is going to be so different. And you know that if you're in this kind of field, is that just every time you record, there's a different situation coming up. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Links to eCam and get a free trial. It's a super awesome software to try out. I'll leave a link down below for the ATEM Mini Pro. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor trying to find one. If you want to know how I found this one, I'll let you know. It's actually kind of a cool story. And yeah, I'll catch you next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already.